the first test against Bangladesh by quite a significant amount of runs. 220 run win from South Africa, and a very good performance in the end from the spin bowlers who were actually really putting in an excellent performance. I have to give props to both Simon Harmer and Keshav Maharaj for completely flattening Bangladesh. Um, it's the first time that 10 wickets in have been taken by a South African pair. So it's incredible that was achieved. It was also the lowest total at Kingsmead Durban for in the history of results at Kingsmead, and I think it was a very very good comeback from or I wouldn't necessarily say it was a comeback. I would say that it was more a fight from Keshav and Simon, who completely refused to lie down here. They went in here with passion, with effort, with consistency, with clinicalness, with lethalness, and they really completely completely destroyed the Bangladesh batting lineup in today's game. And obviously the night before as well, the 3 wickets down, it didn't make it any easier. Maharaj was the player of the match. He took 7 for 32. His ruthless wicket, in my opinion, was the one that he to seal his eighth for. It was something that threw him level with some of the top guns in the game with regards to South African cricket, Dale Steyn, etc. All of them. Keshav getting close, drawing level with them, and the delivery was so beautiful. The way he drifted the delivery on middle and it brought Yasir Ari forward, and he then turns sharply past the outside edge and took out the off stump, flattened it in fact actually. So Maharaj won the play of the match because of that, and the session only lasted for 55 minutes, which was incredible from a South African point of view. From a South African fan point of view, we're obviously sitting here happy, and we're obviously happy about the win. But I'm going to give you my thoughts and my opinions on the show after this, to give you my thoughts on this particular match and where I think things are sitting currently with South Africa, and how we should go into the second test, of course. But it's also your opportunity to call in on the show. So smash the like button, please, comment, share, subscribe, and do all of those things. Obviously, click that notification bell for all future videos as well. That's how you get updates to everything. We've hit the 3,000 mark, guys. So please, let's go on to the 4K mark. The link is in the live chat for you guys to call in on the show as well, and we can get that going. As soon as I start finish my opinion on what I think happened in this particular match, I've put the link in all the groups as well, so we're waiting to see who will join us. Don't forget to download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine as well. It's 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. And you can also become a patron. The link is on the screen and in the description. So let's get into this, guys. Excited to talk to you guys about it. There are a couple of talking points about this match that we need to address, and I've seen some of you guys have started it in the comment section already. So let's get straight into it. A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine. This is your daily show, your review show. I'm your host, Khalid, and this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with South Africa versus Bangladesh. South Africa have won the first test, and it was an excellent performance from the spin duo, particularly Keshav Maharaj, as well as Simon Harmer. Simon Harmer taking 3 wickets in today's match, in today's play, 3 for 21. Supporting well on the other end, doing a very good job at the other end. Those two played excellently together. I think the way they complemented each other was excellent, and I think they were completely lethal, and they really showed their capabilities. It's making me even start to think that maybe this spin duo should be the the default that we should go with. Maybe Simon Harmer could be that all rounder currently, because currently he's been scoring more runs than our all rounders, our designated all rounders that are seamers. So it might be a good idea to maybe even throw Simon Harmer into that number 7, 8 position, maybe, and or in the future for future games, no matter where we're playing, because it looks like them as a pair is very lethal. Now, yes, certain conditions are not going to allow us to be able to pick that. But it could be a nice option if he's just an extra option with regards to the spin, because he's batting quite well as well. And I saw that narrative go on social media. So something maybe we could explore. I'm not saying that it's definitely a way we should go, but it's definitely something you can explore. Obviously, Janssen coming back is going to be a massive boost for South Africa as well, because he's getting his batting up there. He's starting to work on his batting. He's looking very good in Test cricket. He just hasn't got maybe scored big yet. But he's looking quite comfortable with the bat in recent times, and he's always been an all-rounder. I knew him like that since a kid, and since he was a kid, he's been in that mode. So it's good to see. I mean, he's still a kid. He's only 20, 21. So yeah, it was very impressive. I think Keshav Maharaj was just excellent. I think to come back from a wicketless innings and then come back and take 7. I mean, remarkable. I mean, I went as far as maybe getting ahead of myself and calling him the best spinner in the world. And that's how I feel currently, because he's kind of done it in almost every country he's gone to. And when we look at the subcontinental spinners, subcontinent spinners, a lot of them only can do it in their own backyard, really. And like, for example, the India spinners, if you look at the amount of wickets they have in their own country compared to the rest of the world, you can see the difference. Whereas Keshav Maharaj, I think, it doesn't really matter whether the pitch is flat or it's spinning. He tends to always get something out of it. Maybe not always wickets, but he always tends to do a great job in whatever role he needs to play. So Harmer looks a lot more comfortable than Mulder currently with the bat. So that's why I was throwing that into the mix over there. Maybe that could be a potential option when everybody comes back. I mean, I heard Ashwell Prince talk about it. He said the three seamers and 2 spinners could be deadly in any position. It could be deadly in any conditions. So yeah, it would be an interesting thing to look at, because we will also still have probably the all-rounder option in there somewhere as well. So yeah, I think it's a deadly combination that South Africa's found. I hope that they do continue with us in the future going forward, that they do think about this properly and think about maybe Simon Harmer being a more seeing him a little bit more with Keshav Maharaj, because I think the way they both together, and what I've heard from what Dean Elgar said in the press conference as well, where he said that they keep on testing each other in the nets, the competitiveness. And we know Simon Harmer is a very competitive guy. I've seen it firsthand in so many games. He loves to win. And the same with Keshav Maharaj, very competitive too. So I can understand, I can picture that. Imagine, I can just picture that, the two of them going at each other, competing with each other in the nets and in training to see who's the better spinner and who can get more out of the situation. So it was a very good victory from a South African point of view for confidence-wise. There are some points to be made, though. The umpiring wasn't good, as expected from the 2 umpires that were on duty. They are normally excellent, and Bangladesh have gone as far as questioning it. I see Bebek has seen it in the live chat. It says it was quite disappointing to see Bangladesh lodge a official complaint against the umpiring because of umpire's call. So so there were a couple of things that maybe didn't go that well, but it's very difficult to get decisions extremely wrong in this day and age with technology. It's very difficult to get things completely wrong, unless you haven't obviously referred, etc., and you don't have referrals left. But technology was supposed to make things easier for our umpires to make close decisions that are maybe costing. So there was a little bit of issues with the umpiring. It wasn't as good as normal, but I don't think that's the reason why Bangladesh lost. They never handled the spin really well, regardless of the umpire's decisions and stuff. They batted really poorly today. Their plans were all over the place. Everybody had a different type of plan. They were completely and utterly controlled. And they were completely dominated by Keshav and Simon. Keshav was just out of this world today. He exploited the conditions. Obviously, he knows the conditions personally, and he knows the home ground. You could see how emotional he was walking off the field. He got with the ball and with his family, with the trophy, and etc. So he was extremely happy about this particular performance, and I agree. I think he should take praise for it. I mean, he's now the top spinner of all time in South Africa's list after readmission. So when we take it after readmission, he is the highest wicket taker as a spinner in South Africa. He overtook Paul Adams recently. He's now gone to 8 fifers. He's which is excellent as well. I think that is something that we need to look at. I'll read out the exact stat for you. Let me just try to find it. Keshav's eighth is test fifer. He no, that's Keshav's fifth. I'm missing this up. It was Keshav's eighth test fifer. He's now tied with Morne Morkel with 26. Has no, sorry. He now ties it with Morne Morkel, and Steyn with 26 has the most fifers for the Proteas. So he's now climbing up that table, competing with the seamers, South African seamers in the past. So well done to Keshav. I think he was excellent. I think he was world class today. I maybe ran away with myself by calling him the world's best spinner. In my eyes, currently, maybe it's because of my South African bias. And that's just the way it is. But yeah, let's get into the discussions, guys. I would like to hear what you guys have to say. I don't think that this was necessarily a complete performance. So I don't think this was a performance that South Africa could be 100% happy with and proud of. I think that the batting wasn't up to scratch, particularly in the second innings as well. I think South Africa need to improve. We need to get better. We allowed Bangladesh to get into the match in certain parts of the match a little bit too easily, particularly when they were batting. And we weren't ruthless enough in certain occasions. But then this day of play completely wiped that out because Keshav and Simon Harmer were ruthless. So that was excellent from that perspective. And I really thought that was an interesting look at it, to say that South Africa were dominant in this match. I wouldn't go as far, even though that the result says that we've won by 220 runs. I still don't think that it was a complete dominant performance from South Africa overall. There's a lot of things that need to change. There are a lot of things that need to be improved. There are a lot of things that South Africa need to do to take things to the next level. We heard that from Dean Elgar. He was, yes, delighted with the win, but not necessarily 100% delighted with the entire performance. There's a lot that needs to still improve. Now, yes, you could say that South Africa didn't have their full 11 and they didn't have their best 11 and that the best bowling attack wasn't available and all of those things. The fact that South Africa still managed to take 20 wickets is remarkable. It's very impressive, and we need to take that as a win because it means that the likes of Lizard Williams, for example, really stood up in this test, and I think he deserves to start the next test, definitely. And I would pick him over Dwan Olivier currently because I feel that his energy, his pace, the attitude, everything about Lizard Williams is phenomenal when it comes to fast bowling. Yes, sometimes maybe he'll get very passionate and over the top of the celebrations a little bit, and he gets ahead of himself sometimes. But that passion is something that you can't necessarily teach. That's something that you have in you, and that's something that Lizard Williams has shown throughout this test match. Simon Harmer needs to get credit, and me myself, I need to give him credit for that because I wasn't necessarily always favorable of him coming back or the Colpacks coming back, and I wasn't necessarily in that camp. And there was a certain group of South African fans maybe that thought that they shouldn't be returning after they so-called turned their backs on South Africa, which is what people will blanketly state when it comes to that generalization. But for me, I wanted to see like a George Linder, get an opportunity, and the younger guys maybe get opportunities over the older Colpack guys. But the level of Simon Harmer, it's what he showed over here was was also world class. He showed that he was very good. He showed how great he was and how much he's improved as a spinner. Unfortunately, didn't get a fifer to really reflect the performance that he put in, particularly in the first innings. Um, but I was very impressed with his performance. And when you are this good and you're that age, then I'm not so much of an ageist, like I said before. That's why I want to see if I have to proceed back in T20 cricket. So yeah, there's quite a bit that we can talk about with regards to Simon Harmer, and I think that he impressed, and he deserves a spot. Ryan Rickleton, let's talk about him because he was a new guy into the team. I think that he showed signs of brilliance in his innings, in his second innings. Unfortunately, nobody could stick around with him towards the end and really just rotate the strike and put him on strike so that he could really show his destructive nature, because he can be very destructive and take a game away from you. I do feel that he was a little bit within his shell towards a bit as well, not demanding maybe the situation by saying, "Give me the strike, give me the strike." Maybe he did have those conversations, but I don't think Ryan Nicholson is that type of person to be that aggressive with regards to attitude wise and forcing things on other oppositions. It comes across that he does tend to trust his teammates and his opposite batter. I don't know. That's just from my point of view, from what I've seen. It might not be at all true. I'll speak to him when I bring him on the show once again and have a conversation with him about that. And that conversation's happened because I feel that he needed to face a lot more balls than he did towards that end. And this is a problem that we've been having in all formats. Our in batters are not facing a majority of the balls, unfortunately, when it comes to crunch times in a match. And when South Africa were falling the way they did, Ryan had to find a way to get back on strike as quickly as possible. And the opposite end, they had to get him on strike as quickly as possible too. Because it's only logical that your in batter needs to take the game away from everybody else. So I thought it was a very good performance from Dean Elgar as well. I think Dean Elgar with his two half centuries, unfortunately, couldn't turn that into centuries, which we want him to do. But 250s, one in each innings, led from the front in that regard, I think, and I was impressed with him. Not necessarily always impressed with his decisions with the ball, with the bowling, etc. Like for example, I believe that Vian Mulder, if you've picked him in the side, he should have come in with the ball a lot earlier. I think there was a stage where he could have really bothered the opposition and tied them down when they were getting a little bit of freedom. And I think Mulder would have been able to um, create that sort of circumstance, but he wasn't used enough. So yeah, it is a bit of an issue. But overall, good win. I'm happy that we won. Um, I'm happy that we didn't start slow this time around. We did ultimately, because we could have easily lost this match. I think Bangladesh lost this match more than South Africa. Um, Bangladesh lost this match as well. They had a massive contribution towards them losing this match as well. Not all was South Africa's brilliance, although the spinners were excellent. I feel that Bangladesh should have done a lot better in their second innings. 274 shouldn't have been something that should have troubled them too much with our whole days of play to go. Um, but it troubled them, unfortunately, and that is what it is. Okay, let's move on. Let's get to some of the comment section and see what you guys have to say in the comment section. There was no venom on the pitch, just quality bowling in partnerships in both innings. Still all rounder found for number 7. Position both spinners should be included in spite of any pitches. I say yes, that's something that I said a little bit earlier. Maraj and Armand both are deadly combination. Yes, they are. Tex saying here of Linda, the other aka George Linda. Maraj is such a classy spinner. If he bowled in Asia, he would be an all-time great. Harmer looks more confident than Mulder currently. He's one person that said this as well. P's wicket will be more spin. Will it be more spinner friendly? We're hoping so. We're hoping that the P wicket will be spinner friendly, seeing that our spinners bowl the way they have. Ultimately, we want to see a repeat of that and see what happens over there. We've got our first caller on the line. We've got a patron, in fact, Lisa Brink on the show. Welcome to the show, Lisa. First time on the show. Great to see you. What
Thank
would
you,
you like?
Khalid. Nice to see you as well.
So what would you like to say? What would you like to say about this win?
Now, for me, I'm really glad South Africa won. Firstly, I thought our batting was really impressive. Like, firstly, to see a good opening partnership from Sarel and Elgar, for the first time that we've seen that in a while. So that was really good. And also, I'm really, pleased to see Rickelton making his debut. I mean, we've been waiting for that for such a long time. So I'm really glad he finally got his opportunity, and I thought he did well. I mean, in the second innings, obviously for his first games at South Africa, there may be a few nerves, but I thought overall he did very well. And the only, not say negative, but let's say negative of the match is, I mean, Duan Olivier, I felt, they maybe could have picked another fast bowler because it didn't really make an impact
Yeah.
in the team. Or they could maybe, have a bit more diversity in the fast bowling section. So
Mm.
that's the only thing I would really change. But overall, I mean, our spinners did really well as well. To dominate the second innings like that. So, I mean, we can't complain with a win, but yeah.
Yeah. So like that's what we're getting into now because we obviously won the match, so we're all feeling comfortable as fans and happy. But there's a lot of worrying signs for me still in that team. Like one Odefield, for example, we have one of the best new ball bowlers in domestic cricket sitting on the bench in Clinton Stearman that could come in the second
Yeah.
test, and I think on a pitch that is his home pitch as well. At some in PE when we get an opportunity. Actually, if people actually know about Clinton, something that I've picked up over the years since watching him play is he's very good in his first spell. He tends to get a lot of wickets in his first spell and really get the new ball to move. So second spells are very difficult for him, and I think that maybe they're looking at that and seeing that maybe longevity-wise in an entire test match for him to bowl 10 overs, 20 overs, and to go on like that, and maybe 15 to 20 overs, his second halves are not necessarily always that good with the older ball. And that's where you can bring guys like maybe Vian Mulder into the equation. And Lazard Williams bowled really well with the old ball. And now that we have two spinners in the side, maybe that also helps. But what do you think of maybe Glenton Steenman? I don't know how much you watch him or how much you've seen him in domestic cricket, but what's your thoughts of him maybe coming in for Dwan Olivier in PE?
Well, no, definitely. I think it would be a better pick than Duan Olivier because I haven't watched him that much in domestic cricket. But when I saw he was picked in the squad for the Bangladesh series, then I did my homework on him as well. So I thought he would get the opportunity because he did. Yeah, he has made his debut before, correctly, right? Yeah, and I mean, then he did well. Yeah, I remember that game. And I mean, even with like Duan Olivier again in the India series, I mean, he also didn't make a great impact there. So I didn't think he would be able to keep this spot. But maybe, I think for the second test, they should just give Steerman another opportunity, to prove himself. So
Yeah, especially on his own
that's my
ground as
opinion.
well. Yeah, especially on
Yeah,
his own
definitely.
ground. But
And I think
sorry.
such a great squad of fast bowlers. So let's say like someone with Andre Nortje, if he gets injured, then I feel like we should have the next fast bowler in line, to replace him. Someone that also has like extreme pace. But like obviously we don't do that. So, but I'm not in the position to make those decisions. But I feel like we should have people to, if one of our top bowlers get injured, or like no go to the IPL, we should have like a similar bowler or someone for similar role ready to replace them. Not just like, we should have a like for like bowler to replace them with. So I thought that's one thing. I mean, Lazard Williams, his pace was quite well. I had a look. It's not slow at all, but I feel like we should get someone of extreme pace as well. I mean, we can't only rely on Rignorkia if he's fit to be able to play for us. So that's one thing I would also improve on.
100%. And that's something that we spoke about a lot last night on the show about getting those people in line for the next in line. Now, the Pavilion has been not that good this season for the Dolphins, but he does have that pace that we're talking about, and he is in the squad. So that's another option that we could go with. Um, but then we're looking at another debutant coming into the test arena. I don't think he's made his test debut yet. He played the ODIs. So it's a tricky one because we need to look for that extreme pace around the country. And currently, the only guys that I know that are bowling 150 plus are Lifa Ntanzi, Gerald Kutsia, Nandre Berger, close to 150s and 140, 150 plus. I don't think they go 150 plus yet, but they get close to 150s. They're not like Andrik Nokia bowling 158 at the IPL. But they're close enough. I mean, we want guys to be between 145, maybe 143, 145 consistently. We saw Lazard hit it on a pitch that maybe wasn't necessarily conducive for speed for fast bowling. So very interesting to see that. But if you look talking about the squad currently, I only really see Darren the Pavilion in that team that can maybe come in for extreme pace. So it's an excellent point you make, because I feel that we need to do that with every position. Like, for example, with what happened with Zubair Hamza, for example, now. When Keegan Peterson was out, they gave Zubair Hamza an opportunity. At least be consistent with who that next in line number 3 is going to be. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Ryan Rickleton has shown that he can be that replacement for Rassie if Rassie is not available. So I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, I also think we were quite lucky. I mean, with most of our fast bowlers in the IPL, we were lucky to play on a pitch that's spinning, so we at least have our spinners in place. But I thought if maybe if the test were the Wanderers or Centurion, where there's a bit more pace, then maybe the situation would have looked a bit different. I'm not sure, but yeah, I definitely think there should be like a system in place. I did watch the show last night as well. And we should have like a like-for-like replacement. I think that's definitely something we should work on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anything else you want to mention before you leave?
No, not exactly. But I'm excited for the next match, to see if we can able to keep up the win.
Okay, awesome. Definitely come on the show again. I would like to speak to you
Now,
again.
Lisa, thanks, Khalid. Nice to meet you.
Thanks a lot for calling in. You too. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. So, guys, excellent point raised by Lisa over there. That was something that we actually touched on in the show last night, about having those replacements and knowing who's next in line. It's very important that we do so. So the line is open for you guys if you want to call in. I will disrupt what I'm doing to get you guys on the show. Let's continue with the live chat comments. Where did I end off, guys? Can you help me? Okay, yeah, Dick's saying the Pavilion in place of Duan, Lisa. Olivier must rest and recover pace. I don't know if he can, though. Can he recover the pace? Oh, Lorenzo, come call in. I would like to chat to you. You can. It's going to be difficult for him. I don't know. Like the vibe I got from him the vibe I got from him is that when we interviewed him, you guys were all there for the interview. We did that one live, yes, for you guys, and you guys asked questions in the live chat. And the vibe I got from Duan instantly was that he wasn't as quick as he was, and we should have looked at those hints, because he kept on talking about how different he is and how he's changed, and how his bowling has changed, and he was forced to change in England because the pitches are different, the ball moves, and all of these things, and he had to be more accurate. And if he bowls in South Africa, he's going to be smacked to the boundary. So a lot of the things that he's told us should have pointed us into that direction, that he wasn't feeling comfortable with his pace, maybe, or he wasn't as fast as he used to be. And then we saw him. We didn't watch the games, get the chance to watch the games live, but we saw that he was ripping up everybody in domestic cricket at the beginning of this domestic season. And then we heard that it had a lot to do with Luto and a lot to do with Magala and a lot to do with Sapoto, that their contributions in the team helped Duan take the wickets. But then when he got his opportunity to play against India, he wasn't necessarily the same bowler as we saw when he came back into the team. He's not bowling with the same pace and ferocity. So it's something that we need to look at, because I do think we don't have a replacement for pace. And Lisa made an excellent point there. We do need a quick bowler, someone that's fast, someone that is blitz, someone that can really be ruthless with regards to the pace. It just gives a nice balance to the side. You got more options as a captain in that particular period. Nandri Berger is injury prone. Yes, he's coming off a very long injury. I saw him bowling. I saw him bowling before the One Day Cup game against Yeti. I can't remember which game it was. It was the first game I attended since back. I can't remember who we played. But he was practicing and he was running in and bowling, and he was looking good. So hopefully he comes back, because he's one of the guys that have extreme pace. If you're looking at a guy like Michael Pretorius as well, 142s, 143s, 145s. Gerald Kutsia, 145s to 150. Lifan Tanzi, who hasn't necessarily been doing enough domestically yet. I think Gerald and them, they need to bowl a lot more domestic cricket. and get into the flow of things and get into the rhythm of things and really start dominating domestic cricket before they get the nod. Like, you know, Andrich Nokia really got he took his opportunity at the Mzansi Super League and never looked back since then. And Gerald Kutsia was almost on the same path, and then he got that serious injury that put him out of the Mzansi Super League tournament after he cleaned up and he was looking excellent. So hopefully that he can get over those injuries and things, because fast bowlers, especially young fast bowlers, when they're bowling that quickly, they can really, really, really hurt themselves and can affect their whole careers. I'm seeing Hamza in Test squad very soon once he comes back from ban. SA batting is fragile, Lisa, 100% it is. Rassie must concentrate on white ball and Rickleton for Test. I agree. Khalid, she's speaking facts. She's speaking 100% facts, and that's why I said she needs to come on the show once again. I would really like to hear her opinion once again. Maybe we can get her on more regularly. Lazard bowled really well. Would get more wicket if no catches were dropped. Where's Werner? I'm asking the same question, guys. I haven't seen him in such a long time. I think it's because he's commentating, man. He's also commentating on W1SR as well. Please go follow them. Umpo is involved over there. That's Umpo's baby, and Umpo and Simon Gear, in fact. So go ahead and go and subscribe there as well. I think maybe he's busy. He'll tell you guys in the comment section if he's watching. Holly, what do you think of Elgar's comments on taking criticism? You see, I thought that was brilliant, what he said to us in that particular segment. Let me see if I can find it quickly, and I'll just play that segment for you guys if I can. If I can upload it quickly, let me see if I can. And then we can have a quick discussion to the guys that maybe haven't seen it yet. He gave a little message to the fans ahead of the series he was a cover story, obviously, for the latest issue of the magazine. So Elgar was on our front cover, and we interviewed him, and we had an exclusive with myself and Aditya with him that we put up on the site. You guys can go ahead and check it out. And Elgar spoke a lot about what he expects from us as fans, and he specifically spoke about the people that are just sitting on the couch watching the game and not getting actively maybe involved with supporting the team. And he was of the impression that if you don't have anything to say, then don't say nothing. But I would like to hear what you guys have to say on this one. I'm going to play you the clip quickly so that you guys can have a look. And then I want to hear what you guys have to say. Guys, I'm still very high up with regards to the comment section over here. So please, if you don't get to it, please get involved with the super chat so I can forcefully read your comments out. And have a look at what you guys have to say. While I'm waiting for this video to be ready, I'm just going to chat to you guys as well. Khalid Lazard bowled very well, and I was very impressed with him. And me too, I was. Lazard is excellent. He's always had the talent. He's always had it there. He's always had the drive. He's always had the hard work. He's come from hardship as well. He's really come a long way, Lazard Williams. So here's the message from Dean Elgar that he had to say. I'm going to play it for you guys right now.
I think what's happened of late is the Proteas have become a very, very easy target for these people that sit on the couch to pass judgments and comments, and they don't know what we've been going through behind closed doors from a playing point of view, from a group point of view. And I can tell you one thing, we as a group, we've been working our bloody asses off to get us in a position of power again, because we want to bring pride back into our badge, which was taken away by not even the players. It was taken away by administrators that kind of stuffed up our game a little bit. And I won't say a little bit, I'll say a lot. And I think it's so easy for the fans to get negative around the brand, and it's so easy to belittle and give the players shit because of what's going on this side of the stuff. And it will affect what's happening on the field. We don't want it to affect us, what's happening on the field, but I think over time we have realized that, this is maybe playing a part, and it has been playing a part for quite some time. And we are now totally not using that as an excuse. We are now like starting afresh as a group, and we're working hard to get back where we think we rightly belong in world cricket. Bearing in mind, yeah, people have their opinions. They've got the entitlement. They can throw it around. That's why I don't have social media, because I think I would be banned off every platform if some guy had to tell me how crap I am. But each to their own. And yeah, I guess the world has changed in a very unique way, which you always have to scratch your head a little bit and like, why is this person saying this? But in the end, if you want to support us with love and care. A person that's throwing stones and throwing comments around when he's sitting on the couch, he's not really a fanatic, is he? He's more a cricket watcher. He's not a supporter. He's not a fan. So I always like to say, maybe just keep quiet.
If you have nothing, yeah, if you have nothing to say, then just don't say nothing. We've got another caller, Ross Bishop. Welcome to the show again, brother. What would you like to say?
Well done, Dean, and everybody. I just want to congratulate you guys. It was a great game.
Yeah. So, who is your favorite performer in the game so far? In this game, actually,
The whole team. It was just a great team performance.
And do you want to say a little bit of a word of from play of the match, Keshav Maharaj?
He was also good.
Excellent. Anything else you want to say, Ross?
That's it.
Thanks a lot, Ross, man, for coming on the show once again. We'll speak to you very, very soon. Thanks, my man, for giving your opinion. Yeah, so Dean Elgar speaking about opinions and saying, smash the like button, please, guys, 30 people on right now. Giving his opinion about what we should do as fans. And I think he maybe didn't make it clear that he was differentiating with regards to us as cricket fans that are actively involved and going to matches and supporting and all of those type of things, and just to the avid critic that is just criticizing for absolutely no reason, and just being a critic. I think that's what the difference was, and I think he maybe didn't communicate that exactly 100% correct. Lorenzo, Khalid, I want to concur that Dex said about Proteas being without a title sponsor. Dex, where did you say that, bro? I keep on missing your comments. I'm so sorry. Oh, here we go. Khalid, why no title sponsor for the Proteas? I think currently the main sponsor of the Proteas is Betway currently. So they are currently the main Proteas. They sponsor the majority of the things, but obviously it's not the title sponsor. What's made it difficult is everything that has happened with regards to businesses falling apart during COVID, with the Black Lives Matter movement happening, with everything that has happened with the Isha'ian hearings, with everything that has happened with regards to the financial issues in Cricket South Africa as well. I think that has been more of a problem, is to make cricket marketable again. When the team is not doing well, it's difficult to market the team. So we need to get the team back up to standard again. And like Dean said, we really need to do that. We need to get the team up to standard again and performing at a high level like they used to. We've got Ashwani on the show. Welcome, fan favorite Ashwani. How are you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm very, very happy because South Africa is winning the test. I want to say that I think Keshav, I expected this from Keshav Maharaj because from the first day, I think ball is a little bit creeping for the spinners. And I think I want to clarify between what's the difference between the Duke and the SG ball, which India is using, and Kookaburra ball, which South Africa is playing. I think Keshav's performance in India 2 years ago, why he's not performing with the SG ball, because with the Kookaburra ball and SG ball, the bowling style is little bit different. So I think when in South Africa is touring India this time, I think he bowl little bit much better, and with the addition of Simon Harbour with Keshav Maharaj, the combination can bowl well and they can surprise India in their own backyard this time. I think, and this will be the better chance if South Africa come to India. So this time I see they can done well in India.
I agree. Simon Harmer has been the partnership. He's brought out the best in Keshav too. They've kind of complementing each other perfectly. Um, so what I can do, you can do better. It's like a competitive spirit within the team. But they look so happy as well when they were celebrating each other's wickets as well. It's good to see that. But where do you think South Africa can improve still, Ashwani? Particularly with the batting. Why do you think it's going so badly with the batting?
I think first of all, South Africa's batting is little bit inexperienced. You have to give time to them. Guys like Cyril Irvine, Ryan Rickelton, Kyle Virene, and Mulder. Especially, I am disappointed with Mulder because uh, I have high hopes from him because I saw him in 2016 Under 19 World Cup from where I followed him. But unfortunately, he's not impressed with the bat. Uh, so he has to work hard in the domestic cricket to get to the place in the team. And I think South Africa's young batters need to step up for the next game. And I also want to say that I think if Zubair Hamza ban is lifting in lift, so I think he will be in the test squad very soon because I don't see many quality test batsmen coming up in the South African ranks. So what I ever saw in Hamza's batting, I think he should become the better fold with Keegan Peterson 3 and 4. So they will give better stability in their batting lineup. So I saw Hamza can play a big role in number 4, which is very crucial position in the test lineup.
Okay, Ashwani. Thanks a lot for coming on the show, brother. Giving your
Thank you.
opinion. We'll talk about it. I hope to see you again very soon. So you guys are saying in the comment section, Castle Lager as a sponsor. Castle Lager or Standard Bank was our best title sponsor. I used to really like Standard Bank as our sponsor. Yeah, Castle Lager was in a very successful period for South Africa when Graham Smith, Carlos, and all of them were there. And Standard Bank too. We saw some successful cricket under South Africa with those title sponsors. But if you guys want title sponsors, let's get us up there, guys. Let's get us up there. Get involved with the Patreon account. Maybe we can become the title sponsors of the Proteas. The Proteas were brought to you by Cricket Fanatics Magazine, sponsored by Cricket Fanatics Magazine. Can you imagine that in the future, guys? Is that possible? Do you think so? Get involved with the Patreon account right now if you want to get us closer to that dream of sponsoring the Proteas one day. Anyway, it's obviously tongue in cheek. But let's look at some of the things that you guys have to say. More of the things you have to say. We must give some credit to Mark Boucher too. Any words on Mark Boucher? I was really disappointed on how the batters played test, no blueprint whatsoever. So we're very conservative. But I must say I like Boucher as our coach. I'm in a difficult situation currently when it comes to Mark Boucher, when it comes to how much is it him and how much is it the leadership, how much is it the players, how much is it the coaching. So it's difficult for me to differentiate the all of that because I thought that we would play a lot braver cricket, a lot more of a brave style of cricket, particularly in Test cricket, than what I'm witnessing. I'm seeing a lot of scared guys there in the middle. It looks like, or it seems like they're scared, or seems like they're uncertain. It doesn't necessarily look like they are 100% confident with their game, unfortunately. And I was hoping that Mark Boucher would change that, particularly from a batting perspective. Our bowlers are winning us multiple games, which has always been the case. But have we progressed under Boucher or have we digressed under Boucher? It's something that we need to actually look at and see if that's the case, because senior players have stepped up in recent times and there've been a blend of players that have performed. So we've got the new guys like KP that have performed, Calvarena, Sarel Evia, but then we've also had the likes of Dean Elgar that are performing and Temba Bavuma that's performing. But then we've had struggles from Aiden and Rassi, who I thought he would really get maybe the best out of Aiden because of the Titans history and all of those type of things. I think it's a little bit of a 50-50 when it comes to Boucher. I'm not 100% in the Boucher camp, and I'm not 100% out the Boucher camp. I'm kind of in the middle. There are some good things that he's done, and there's some things that are not that good. Let's see if he does survive the hearing, though, because it's going to put us in a difficult spot again when we have to rebuild once again if he leaves. Mulder must work on his batting, and he is, guys. He's working extremely hard on his batting, and I witness it every single time. When he's not playing, he's in the nets. That's at least when I'm seeing him here locally. When he goes out, he's straight into the office of the statistician or analyst and P-Dog. So he is taking a lot of time and effort in putting into his batting, analyzing where he's gone wrong and things, to the degree that I feel that he's maybe a little bit over analyzing himself. I don't know. Perhaps maybe he's overthinking things a little bit too much, and he needs to go a little bit, tap into his instincts a little bit more, because the boy can bat. He's batted his whole life in the top order. So I don't, it is in him. He just needs to get it out of him. And I feel that there might, like Mpo said on the show last night, there could possibly be a message from the coach saying this is almost your last chance. He looked so distraught and sad. Like I literally wanted to sit next to him and just put my arm around him and say, bro, everything's going to be okay. You're going to get through this. It's just a difficult patch. You're going to go back to domestic cricket. You're going to power on the runs. You're going to come back and show us what you're capable of and what I always knew you were capable of. So, Vian, if you're listening, don't put so much pressure on yourself, bro. Go back to domestic cricket. Maybe talk to a coach from your childhood that maybe can speak to you again, and let's get that confidence, because I feel that you maybe just need that support from all of us to tell you that you just need to maybe tap into your instinct again. And because you can bat, you're a good enough player. We know your capability. We hope that you will get better. And I believe, and I'm sure all the fans believe, that you will get better too. Why is SS Field? Guys, I don't know. It's a country problem. All the tournaments. I think, Bibik, you actually raised it on one of our shows where you said how many catches we were dropping in the CSA T20 challenge. I mean, wow, it started there and it's been poor from there right until now. So it's terrible. I think we need to improve our fielding. I don't know why it's gone so backward. Is it maybe because of light? Is it maybe because of fielding, or the field's different? I don't know what it is. I think we may be being a little bit complacent with our fielding. Maybe we need to drill our fielders a lot more in domestic cricket. Hi guys, Tashrif says, hope you're all great. We are. Khalid, I see Cyril abolished the national disaster situation. So full stadiums from tonight, 12. Yes, boys, full back, and we can do fan cams again, guys. I'm so excited because I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys in so long. I want to do fan cams again, get an opportunity to chat to you guys in the stands and talk about cricket and at the game. It's nothing. It's one of the most invigorating things for me when it comes to this job is to talk to you guys live at the stadium. It's so much fun, especially before. I normally do my fan cams before a game. I try not to do too much during the game because I don't want to disturb you guys too much. But if I'm lacking a little bit of content, then I'll come down in the games to come find you guys. But keep an eye out for us. Keep an eye out for me at the stadiums. I don't know how many games I'm gonna go to when we play, when we have games back again. The season's almost ending, so we're gonna be traveling a lot. But when cricket's back in South Africa again, full swing, keep an eye out for us, guys. We're going to be working on merch, obviously, in the future. But first, we need to get the patrons up, the money up, and everything, so we can start creating merch. And then you guys will be able to easily identify us. And all of you guys will be fanatics. And you'll all be wearing the merch, and then you'll all be representative of us in the stadiums. It would be excellent to see that, guys. Imagine you just see on TV one side of you guys all wearing Cricket Fanatics caps or T-shirts. It would be so good to see that on TV one day. So hopefully we can achieve that in the future. More SA played poorly in Boucher era. I think that's also because of the amount of players that have left and come. It's been very inconsistent. So because of the inconsistency in selections, etc., and we haven't seen a steady group of players continuously play over a period of time. I think that's disrupted it a bit, so that maybe it would have affected it a little bit. Who do you want to see in the second test? Great question. So the second test, I'll only make one change. I'll take Dwan Olivier out and I'll bring on another seamer. someone with a little bit more pace, someone that's maybe can exploit the new ball a little bit better, either Darren de Pavelon or Glenn Steelman, either or I'll be happy with. Justin Salmons would work with Mulder and Carl, should work with Mulder and Carl. Yes, he should, and I'm sure he is. You can really see Mulder is solid batter. I love his technique, but unfortunately, he's been thrown under the bus by selectors. It started by Otis Gibson. Let him find his feet at domestic level. Yes, they threw him into the I was very surprised that they went with that route, because most of the articles that I was writing about Vian Mulder, I was calling him an all-rounder because of based on my opinions based on my experience watching him play. And he batted in the top 5 majority of the time for Gauteng in under 19 level. I think in the World Cup he also did so, and as well for Saints. So it was quite shocking when they identified his bowling as his main asset. Well, Otis identified his bowling as his main asset, that he had the ability to, and he is very good at bowl, and he did improve his bowling. But I don't think that Vian Mulder will ever be a Jacques Kallis when it comes to the pace he generates, because I think that he currently produces the pace that Jacques Kallis produced towards the end of Jacques Kallis' career. He's not necessarily pushing that number, that 140k mark, but he doesn't need to, because if he can bat, then the contribution with the ball, he can just be accurate like he has currently been. If he can learn from if Vernon Philander can somehow come into this mix, I would really like to see Vernon Philander be more involved with domestic cricket when it comes to maybe if it is just as a consultant, or as a consultant for general public. I'm not talking about now for the Proteas team, because we have Shah Longeveld, but I'm talking about like Neil McKenzie is for South African cricket. He helps everywhere where he can. Besides the actual coaches that are available for positions, we still have a consultant, and I would like to Vernon maybe to get into that consultancy role to help our more slower, medium-pace bowlers to get that swing, to get that movement, to get the consistency, because I think that's what makes them lethal again. So that's what I would like to see maybe in the future. I'm throwing a whole lot of ideas. I haven't even thought about say that on the spot. Let's give Mulder more responsibility and move him up the order. Maybe not in the international cricket yet. They're doing that with him at the Lions, and I hope they continuously do so. Oh, okay. That's for another type of show. Khalid, if Rickenson scores 70 or even 100, then I think it will be goodbye in White. Either Aiden or Rassi. I don't think it's anything to do with the race at the moment, because our players of color are playing very well. Mulder has put everything in the right place. Get some suggestions from former players like Kallis or Amla. Khalid, where's Aticha? Aticha needed to sleep. He's been very busy recently, and the show at 8 o'clock is a bit of an inconvenience for him. It is a bit late for him. He said he's going to try to come on tomorrow. He said he's a bit tired today, so he couldn't make it today, but he will try to come on the daily show tomorrow. I think Rassi bats better than Carl. We've said Verena, and Rickerton looks like a superstar to me and can play as a keeper batter. I don't think we've fully seen what Carl is capable of yet. We saw that 1 century of him, and I do feel there are certain things that he maybe needs to work out of his game, but I think that Ryan Rickerton and Carl are a great partnership there. If they can find that synergy together, they're going to be deadly at the end over there. I think for 5 and 4. I don't agree with you on the Rassi van der Dussen perspective. When it comes to who knows their game a little bit more currently, Rassi does. But I think that Rickerton's ceiling is a lot higher than Rassi if he can keep his head on screwed on right. Will you be in England for games against England? And bro, I am working so hard to try and get there. It is ultimately my dream. After my World Cup got destroyed in 2019, my World Cup dreams got destroyed in 2019. To go to England, I mean, I had everything planned, guys, from Old Trafford tours to meeting people that I know from England, that are in the same industry, doing the same thing that I'm doing, but just in football for Manchester United and other football. I was going to meet all those guys, go to Old Trafford. The last leg was at Old Trafford. I had everything planned, bro, and I got screwed over. So I'm hoping that this will be a do-up for me to go to England, and that's going to be the aim: is to make enough capital and raise enough money right now, so that I can get myself to England. I mean, that is going to be the aim. We're going to need a title. We're going to need a title sponsor, and we're also going to need a sponsor to get us there. Lutus Pamela, oh my lord, Lutus Pamela, yes. That is another option that I would consider over Dwan Olivier. 100%. I'm a big Lutus Pamela fan. I love his action. I love the person that he is. I love his attitude. I love his perseverance. I love how he sucks up pressure. Everything about Luto. There's a real player in there that can really do a job for South Africa. We need to do a little bit more research into how to get players to bowl faster. I think I need to talk to Mr. Vinnie Barnes again and speak about it and how much faster players can actually get. Due to Mulder's fast track failure, Brevis might not get the opportunity. However, I think Red Bull is not the place for fast track. T20 is more suited. 100% agree with you there. I 100% agree with you there. I think that T20 is a lot better for you to fast track players. But fast track players that are suiting the game. Don't just fast track anybody. And I do think also that we need to look at each individual person individually for what we need. I'm talking about the Red Bull format. I'm not talking about racism either, bro. I don't. Like I said before, I don't think you are. So, Khalid, did you see Bangladesh requested neutral umpires for the second test? I did see that. Was hilarious. Yeah, man. Like, I understand, and the umpiring wasn't necessarily as world class as it usually is from these two, but I do think it's a little bit maybe. I think it's a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't mind neutral umpires out, I guess. I mean, give it to them. I mean, it's not going to affect us. If we play good cricket, we'll win. So give it to them. ICC bring 3 reviews for home umpire. Pavuma is solid these days. Only 100 is missing. Oh, guys. That 100, that elusive 100. I think that changes everything. Everything altogether. If he gets 100, he needs to get that 100 off his back. Like, literally. Like, once he gets over that mark now, I think with the form he's in, I think he'll be able to do it a lot more consistently. As Greg McMillan said, Lutus Pamela, but he said, Lekker man. Sounds like a great idea. Speaking on how to get bowlers to bowl fast. Yeah, we need to find a way, because a lot of it's got to do with genetics, yes, and a lot of it's got to do with genetics, literally. But there must be something to improve a bowler speed by a point, by 5 or by 2, by 3. So let's do some research on that and maybe see if we can do it. Zubaira says, hi, I hope Carl retains his position as wicketkeeper. Well done to the Proteas on the excellent result in the test. And yes, Carl Verreynne, for me, still is the best wicketkeeper in the country in my eyes. He's quick behind the stumps. He moves his feet well. Maybe certain lapse of concentrations in test cricket, which I think will iron out as he plays more test cricket. But he still is an excellent keeper, in my opinion. And I think he hasn't necessarily reached his heights with the bat yet. We need to give him a chance. I don't think it's fair. He has 100 to his name, guys. My lord. So yeah, let's see. I think we need to give out this group of batters an opportunity. I wouldn't change anything with the batting lineup, to be fair. There could be a consideration for maybe bringing in another batter for Mulder, but I don't think so. It could happen. I could see it happen, because we didn't bowl Mulder hardly anyway, so it might as well bring another batter in for Mulder, actually, in my opinion. But if I was going to change anybody, I would maybe this changed one Olivier Cantley. Though he didn't bowl badly, he just didn't take wickets. Khalid will SA play 2 spinners most of the time. Simon Harmer looked very good. I would like to see us play 2 spinners more often. Like I said, maybe Simon Harmer can become that number 7 currently until we're finding that next number 7 to step up and take South Africa forward as an all-rounder, because we thought that Vian Mulder would be the option, but this hasn't come to the party yet with the bat, and I'm sure he will work it out and sort that out and come back stronger. Dwayne is pretty well for CSK. Fans are loving him. Of course, they're loving him. Dwayne Pretorius is an excellent player, excellent human being, excellent player. Dwayne is just likable. And you saw how he improved his bowling, guys. Like, we spoke about it. And now he's playing with one of those players that he mentioned. He mentioned Dwayne Bravo. He said he took a little bit from all those explosive all-rounders with bat and ball. And you can see it in his game. His bowling has been exceptional. He's improved it. He's found a way to use his pace in his favor, particularly in T20 cricket, when the balls are a little bit, when the game is a little bit, when slower deliveries are more lethal than fast pace. SA was out of the game. Okay, who will be our backup batsman for England tour apart from Markram and Dickleton? Who you already calling Markram a backup batter, eh? It depends what happens with Zubair Hamza, I guess. I think they will go. I mean, if they follow the rule of the picking order, then this batting lineup will probably be the backup for the first 11, the first top 6, sorry. Our slip catches need to improve 100%. Carl's mode of dismissal is a real concern. That the only thing yet to see him in the subcontinent. He can absorb pressure really well. But guys, we gave a lot of people opportunities to learn how to play against spin, and Carl is learning it. And good idea, Dix. I'm gonna bring Carl on the show. I'm gonna try to get Carl on the show. That's a very, very, very good idea. Let me try to do so, guys. I'm gonna try to do that. Try to do it this week. With him playing a test match, it might be a bit difficult. But let me just see what I can do. Let me see if I can try and get an interview with Carl Verheyen sorted. It's definitely after the PE test, I'm going to try to get it. Hopefully he says yes. But definitely after the PE test, I will get him on the show. Let's see. Maybe that will be the right time to get him on the show, not now. I don't want to maybe put too much things in his head or leading into the second test. Giving Wian one last opportunity, he might come good and play a knock that kickstarts his career, which at some stage will definitely happen as his quality. And I agree with you. Maybe we should give him an opportunity. One more opportunity in PE. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Sorry that nobody joined us, guys. I'm a little bit sad about it too, but you got me and we got a full hour with me. Hope you guys enjoyed my comments and my opinions on the matter. I like to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you to the callers that called in on the show. Thank you to our patron Lisa for calling in as well. Thank you for our patron Bibek for being so lively in the live chat. Don't forget to become a patron today, guys. You will also get special benefits, etc. from it. As we grow it more and more, then we'll obviously be able to give you guys more benefits as a result. It won't be worthwhile if I only have like 10 patrons and then I'm only shooting a show live for like 5 people. I don't think that's going to work out that way. So let's sort that out and let's have a conversation. I think what I'm going to do with you guys as well. The Patreon link, Lorenzo, is in the description. You can just go down. It says become patron. You can just click on it and follow the instructions. I'm going to do a show with you guys where we can do maybe a brainstorm and we can discuss what sort of things you'd like to see, what you guys would like to see more of on the channel. And we'll see what we can do with regards to that. And see what you guys will enjoy more. So we will do a show like that. Maybe I can do a Q&A session Friday show like that when there's no cricket happening, because obviously we know the next is going to start very, very, very soon. Thanks, guys, for watching the show. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Tomorrow, in fact, with another daily show. Hopefully we have more people that join us. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.